You know that saying, you can't make this stuff up? Ford's CP4, oh look at that, there's a Ford Super Duty pulling the fifth wheel. But yes, Ford's Super Duty's CP4 issue. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I can't wait to read this to you. When I saw this, I think I saw it on TFL first. And then I went online and I was just shocked. I said, there's no way this is what they're gonna do to fix the CP4. But you know what? Let's go ahead and read the article. I have this beautiful, beautiful red F250, I believe, here at Larry H. Miller Super Ford. It is available. Man, this is a nice truck, guys. I think the older you get, red really starts to grow in you, because this truck is just, man, race red. And I think I like it mostly because you have the black wheels and the painted bumpers. This is a nice truck. Be sure to ask for Diego. Let's jump into this. Here's the title from Car Buzz. Ford blames the pandemic for recalling almost 300,000 trucks. They blamed the pandemic. Now, most of you guys know I had a 2019 Ram 3500, had the CP4, and I never had problems with my truck. Never had any issues. I got bad fuel one time from a BP station, which I'm almost anti-BP now after that. Just saying, I mean, I know that it could happen anywhere, but ever since then I've just had cold feet going back to BP. But my truck never had any issues with the fuel system. Now, I can contribute that to, I always got my fuel from the same station, and I was blessed to have what was called a Southern States back in Maryland when I had that truck. And Southern States had a 50 cetane minimum requirement, so they called and dubbed their fuel premium diesel. I also ran at the time diesel clean fuel treatment. I did switch over the last year and a half that I had the truck to Hot Shot Secret. And yeah, you want to make sure your fuel is lubricated. As you guys know, ultra low sulfur diesel is pretty much neutered because they take a lot of those lubricating properties out of that fuel, which means the fuel system here in America is not the same as it is in Europe, and Bosch is the creator of the CP4. Therefore, that's why that fuel pump works great in Europe, because they have higher standards for their diesel fuel and it has better lubricating properties. So let's read this article with Car Buzz and we'll kind of discuss this. So it says here, the recall issues at Ford have become such a big problem that it's easy to miss new ones. Like this recall of 300,000 Super Duty pickups that was posted by the NHTSA just before Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys. Goes on to say here, the recall affects the high pressure fuel pump, which is the CP4, and their pickups. And like so many other things these days, the blame is being placed on the pandemic. Let's go ahead and scroll down. So it says, yes, COVID. Question is how? Not because of bad parts from a supply chain issue, substitutions needed because of missing chips, or any of those common issues. It's related to the fuel itself, which was sitting around for too long and led to deposits in the system that could damage the pump. So yes, they're under the impression that the biodiesel created some type of deposits, and those deposits were affecting the CP4 pump. Now I'm going to show you guys a forum post here in a second, because there's some smart people obviously in the forums, right? Everyone knows everything, but there's one guy that made a statement and I want to bring attention to it. So let's keep reading. According to the chronology document Ford sent to the NHTSA, it first started to notice an increase in warranty claims on normally long-lived 6.7 liter diesel pickups and medium-duty trucks in September 2021. The initial investigation blamed aged biodiesel resulting from the pandemic shutdowns. Just before that finding, Ford replaced the pump with a more robust design. It had increased clearances in some areas to increase cooling and keeping the pumps happy. If this was a Ram, I could show you the fuel pump right over here, but they really buried theirs down in here. You can kind of see it right there. It's like right there. You can kind of see it. It's very faint though. My camera will not allow me to get in there and focus, but as I said earlier in this video, the type of fuel you purchase is key here, because I know some people are going to have their own opinion about the CP4 failure. But I've only met a couple people who've had the issue, and I asked them both the same questions. They both pretty much had the same response. I say, where do you normally get your fuel from? And one of them said, anywhere I can find it the cheapest. That's issue number one. The second issue is not adding any type of additive to the fuel. Even on my GMC that I have, I run fuel additive every other fill up. And on top of that, I get my fuel from the same place, which is Costco. They dub their fuel top tier. Even the diesel is considered top tier. Now, does that add more lubricants to the fuel? Maybe. But for me personally, I want to make sure I give my truck every chance in its power to be reliable. And as I have said in other videos, GM uncovered and unpacked the CP4 problems. Then Ram decided to go in there and just use the same fuel pump, knowing GM had the problems. And I don't remember when Ford started using the CP4. Maybe it was 2017. Is that when they started using CP4? I don't know why they did that. Like, they all saw what GM went through. And I want to say GM got sued for that CP4 issues that they had. But nevertheless, here we are, and they're still having this problem. But what about GM? Has GM trucks had any failures with the fuel pump? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And we can't forget, when Ram went back to the CP3, did they have any issues with aged biodiesel? It's something to consider. Using warranty claims and connected vehicle data, Ford kept monitoring the issue. It found that the risk of a stall hadn't increased. The usual effect was a no-start condition, not a stall or on-the-move failure. So it did not issue a recall. Teardowns and analysis in 2024 showed that aged biodiesel fuel, biodiesel that had been sitting in storage tanks for too long, was still causing issues. Ford could even link biodiesel requirements and average temperatures in an area to spot where the failures were happening. Ford says that as of November, it had 3,070 warranty reports, but was not aware of accidents, injuries, or fires. The Bosch CP4 pump that is in the affected model already has a sketchy history. It's the same pump allegedly to blame for failures in the wide range of GM diesels from 2011 through 2016. The issue affects 295,000 Ford pickups with the 6.7 diesel from Ford's torquiest engine ever from 2020 through 2022. This includes the full Super Duty and Medium Duty lineup. In 2024, Ford has closed competition for the most recalls in a calendar year. Ford's fix is a software update, not a new pump. However, it will still replace pumps under warranty. The free engine software update will increase pump cooling, probably by flowing more fuel, and Ford says it will help prevent the deposits. Owners can expect letters to go out, blah, 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 January 13th. Okay, let's jump over to the forum post next. I want to just read a couple posts on there, maybe a little bit more. I haven't gone through all of it, but yeah, I want to see what those guys are saying over there. So this guy named Overkill2 says, well, since ULSD, which is ultra low sulfur diesel, has an increased ability to absorb more water than prior fuel due to the process of hydro treating, adding to that problem are the biodiesel blends sold, which can be sold up to a B5 with no label at the pump. And biodiesel attracts water, and there's the problem. But Ford isn't stating exactly that. Weird how it just affects those millennium years, as getting a tank full of bad biodiesel blend would probably spell death for any CP4 running out there today. Just my 2 cents. Maybe something with the quality of those CP4 sourced during the COVID mess? Maybe. And it says here, I think the reprogram is to fix the CP4 timing gear relationship. The timing gear for the CP4 is a press fit. The gear must have slipped throwing the CP4 out of time. When biodiesel sits for months, a brown tar-like substance forms. That substance must have temporarily seized CP4 pumps on first start. The pumps would break free of the tar, but apparently the timing gears slipped since Ford plans a reprogram. The slip must be small. A larger slip would be better fixed by moving the timing gear by the tooth. So what are your thoughts on that in the comment section? Yeah, I'm pretty sure some people are going to have a little bit of frustration here. I think that if you're concerned about it, if you own a Ford pickup, as I said in this video, I'll keep saying it, monitor where you get your fuel from. Monitor where you get your diesel from. Make sure you're going to a place that turns it pretty quickly and frequently, like at a truck stop. Costco, where I go, I see a lot of diesel trucks. I even see big rigs go through there getting fuel too, even though that would suck for them because it's not a high flow pump, and they cut you off at $100, and so you have to go back and keep refilling. But again, my point is, I've been doing that now for what, 2 years now with 3 different trucks, and I've had nothing but success getting fuel there. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. And I think personally, Ram was able to get a full recall on the parts for their affected pickups, which had the diesel engines, high output, standard output. These 2023 and newer pickups, this is a 2024 and 2025, from my understanding, have the CP4s. I understand that diesel from those time frames potentially could have had issues with that old age biodiesel. I think sometimes biodiesel can create other stuff too when it sits for too long. And so I think that Ford should either do a 200,000 mile warranty on the fuel pump, because if you don't know, man, these fuel pumps, they're not cheap. They're very expensive. I mean, if you have a failure, you're looking at about $10,000 to get this fixed. So if you're not going to replace the part, at the very least, just give us some type of, well, not give me, I don't own a Ford, but give those who own a Ford a longer warranty, 200,000 miles, because for some people this may not sit well, because GM went away from the CP4, Ram went away from the CP4, and they went to the CP3, and for 2025 it's alleged that they're going to be going to a CP4X. So I think the main reason why they use this particular pump is because of the type of fuel system and the type of power these trucks require. I'm pretty sure there's others on the market. As I said earlier, GM uses the Denso. I don't know why they can't follow suit, because from my understanding, Denso must be doing well, because I haven't heard anyone complain about failures with the GM pickups with that. So hope you guys liked the video. I didn't want to make this too long. I just figured I would do some video on this because I saw it pop up last week, and I figured I'd just give my 2 cents on it. And I will try to put that forum post down below if you're not a part of a forum, and that way you can maybe read through that. There's always good information in forums, and I've said this in another video, I'm going to probably start going through the forums and looking for topics to talk about on my channel. That way you guys can kind of be up to date with things that are going on too. So let me show you guys the window sticker on this truck, and then I'm going to show you the payload and out in the video. This is a 2024, and then here's some of the options on this one. So it has a standard output, power stroke, base price with destination, $72,595. And like I said, this is really a nice truck. It has the LED headlights, fog lights, front camera, which means it's going to have 360 camera view, and then all-in payload is 3,392 pounds. And then here are the rest of the numbers. Gross axle rate rating out back is 6,340, 11,100 pound GVWR, and the wheels are 18 by 8 wide. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.